So, a lot of pressure on both of these squads, but for DSG, I think the big conversation is 30 is back on the team. I'm excited to see how they continue to grow with him. Happy to have him with a starting spot for the first time in a year now on Disguised. Vi locked in first for Shopify Rebellion, so some jungle focus for Contracts to kick things off in Game 1.
And that's usually where teams' focus are when they're playing versus Shopify. Contracts at the end of spring had some very big games.
That Olaf game.
The Olaf game, 1v9, but also his Wukong game in the exact same series was also massive carry. So definitely have to always be looking out.
Was mit P9 passiert? 2-0 wurden geschlachtet.
If they're going for the first pick, you immediately
ja, bei First Pick finde ich, wow, Nafiri wird nicht gepickt. Und Clara ist in meinem Kopf eigentlich ein Nafiri-Spieler. Aha.
You can start off a lot of different style compositions with that. Rumble is very good for Fudge. They could do. Oh, okay, so they instantly go full dive, and the Camille and Galio.
Ist es AD Carry Galio, maybe?
This is the hardest dive that you can get, Kangas, in 1, 2, 3.
I mean, these two alone, a classic combo, the Camille plus Galio. Vi on top of it means that they have so much ability to just get onto that backline. Ziggs can throw out damage from pretty far away, but doesn't have a lot of mobility outside of the satchel. So can be tough to keep yourself alive. We don't know where the Ziggs is going, though, and that's something I wanted to highlight earlier. You talked about how much DSG's bot lane has been struggling. So I got to ask, Kobe, do you have faith that Sajed's going to be able to pilot the mages in the meta right now? Because a lot of AD carries, if they can play the mages, it's good in comps, but not every AD carry likes to play mages, and he's a young player, still in his rookie year. So what do we think about DSG's bot side with this
I think
format?
Ziggs is pretty.
Ist der erste C9 Regular Season los dieses Jahr.
This is the training wheels mage for basically all bottom laners. This is like the first mage that you go to.
Ja.
Basically. And
Nee, Lock-in? Lock-in haben sie verloren.
With landing at least a decent amount of.
Bei Lock-in haben sie verloren, nicht? Nee, warte mal, stimmt, da sind sie auch Regular Season 3-0 gegangen oder 4-0. Stimmt. Nee, du hast recht. Ja, war's.
Now, the Shen is always
Du hast vollkommen recht.
a good answer to Vi individually.
Und überrascht's mich? Nein.
Really pushed forward, especially by Griffin with Jungle Shen. But this Shen, I'm thinking, is going bottom lane in support. And not into the jungle, so maybe he'll be lower level than like the Jungle Shen answers, of course, since they have the Jarvan, and so you're going to be looking more at the lane of like Shen combination into the Camille to try and kill it.
Das bessere Team, boah, es ist sehr even.
And so
Würde jetzt auf dem Papier sagen Shopify, aber hier ist wirklich, also, das ist das sogenannte Battle der Bastarde. Hier ist alles möglich, trust me.
And that means Cassiopeia is locked in for DSG. Now, I also think of Cassiopeia as one of those mages that can be played in the bot lane. I would expect it for Call Me in the mid with Sajed as the Ziggs. But what this also does is it removes those options later in the draft for Shopify Rebellion, who will go for Ezreal as their bot laner.
Yeah, get some safety there. And an AD carry where you can still buy Camille roaming time. Especially since it's going to be against Ziggs. You dodge the bombs, try and hit your Mystic shots.
Wie war TT EDG nicht? Sehr einseitig. Honestly, EDG sieht nicht gut aus.
And the Olaf bans, protection bans that they did in the second round there for Shopify for Fudge, so he should feel fine, should feel
Die da.
And that means that it's going to be Camille support with that Ezreal, so...
Is it a top lane TF, Kangas? Are you a believer of the top lane TFs?
I mean, if it's Surdy, I'm going to be a fan of whatever carry he chooses to play. When I see this guy, I want to see him on something that he has individual agency on. I think this makes a little more sense for what I've seen from him so far. So we got excited with the TF, but no, it's Mbessa.
And it's the thing you mentioned with Surdy, one of his biggest tools that he used to get rank 1 was range top laners. A lot of the Vayne, of course, but definitely have confidence in him doing like the range TF and stuff as well. Really trying to abuse those matchups.
Also ich sage, es Camille Galio plus Vi, also das ist schon eine Wucht, ne? Not sure. Schauen wir mal.
Very standard here, looking for the carry, and this is
an
action-packed game for sure. I expect a lot of kills in this game because both teams moving forward, of course.
Bloß sie haben nichts, um auf den Ezreal drauf zu kommen.
More of the counter engage with Shen and Cassio and Ziggs, and so Shopify do have to choose their moments wisely, but I think they have enough crazy dive that will be successful.
Engage is the name of the game for both of these compositions. So many tools to kick off fights. I'm just hoping that the pace of the game answers that, because there's potential for some crazy, crazy skirmishes early on here. We see how much these supports have been roaming.
Nein, das hier ist
definitely
potenziell noch schlimmer. Mal sehen.
Of supports that can do so. Shopify Rebellion versus Disguised. A bit of a rivalry between these two teams, as it was one last match in Spring Split to determine who was going to playoffs. Shopify Rebellion won that series, squeaked in 6th seed to playoffs, denying Disguised that appearance. These guys have the opportunity now to get some early revenge in Summer Split. Game 1, we're on to the Rift.
Let's go.
These guys have had a lot more time to practice with Surdy. We talked about how quickly he actually did mesh with the team, and they fit him in quite nicely and looked pretty good. But now I'm very excited, since they've had so much extra practice time with him, to see how they can pull it off. Of course, with Ambessanar being a pretty standard matchup for the top side. We'll look a lot more towards the team fights and see how they interact.
We got 4 games on stage from Surdy in Spring Split, and already he looked good in each of those. Yes, 2 of them were losses, but even in those losses, he individually had gold leads, which is something that Disguised desperately need.
Mal sehen. Also mein lowest opinion hier habe ich definitiv von Zeyzal.
Raz gets second pick for his match of the week. Emily gets first pick, and Raz gets second pick.
I'm surprised he didn't pick like Lion FlyQuest yesterday.
You're surprised? This is the Raz angle. Just you wait. Also, I think with the draft, Raz is probably onto something. I feel like we're going to get some good action. And we'll see in this one, because we also, as we were talking about during Champion Select, we have quite a lot of changes with these two teams, which is another reason Raz might pick this one. Raz has always been a Zeyzal enjoyer.
It's level 2, goes in.
Zeyzal auf Camel, das ist halt gestört, ne?
Trade for Shopify.
Yeah. As Zeyzal has picked up on this team, they had the video where they talked about it with Seos, and Seos wanted to go back home, feeling a bit homesick, and so they were kind of had a difficult time finding somebody to come in for Shopify. And Zeyzal gave an interview with Kyle Tsicki where he even talked about, yeah, I wasn't really even looking to get back into Tier 1. Zeyzal was streaming, and that was going well and kind of chilling. And now we have the long career timeline. As you can see, he had that stretch here on Shopify and was just inactive streaming, but they convinced him to come back in their time of need, Kangas.
Exactly. So you can see his exact quote that he had there, but then also his timeline. As you could witness, he's been playing for a while. That was from 2023, though, so it's been a minute since he's been in LCS and showing some of his time in Tier 2. Fun fact, had been on the DSG team that got them promoted into the LCS originally, before then subbing for Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, I like that. I like that quote that you pulled up as well from him.
Yeah. Felt like being a little guilt-tripped, low-key. Top lane, big trade comes through there. Surdy's barely.
Ja, seit Nars für Tempo spielen, gewinnen die das Matchup immer mehr. Was ja ausschlagen morgen. Schaut nicht so viel aus.
Fudge has been motivated so far. You could tell in those reviews that Shopify put out from that video. He cares a lot. He was very animated and very opinionated on what Shopify needs to do to kind of improve their year.
And I think that seeing passion and seeing how much they care is a good thing, as we have some aggressive moves
now on the roam, plus Lions support to coming in, but that's a flash out from DSG support. Re-engage now, trying to lock down Zeyzal and First Blood to Call Me. DSG get it done.
Nice escape from Lions, and it allows Call Me with the counter miasma to make sure Zeyzal can't get back out for the First Blood. The Winds of War barely aren't going to be able to touch the Shen, and Lions is going to get his recall off, but because he's able to live there, uses both summoner spells, is able to live under tower, and getting Call Me the First Blood, I mean, that is huge for this team comp. Cassiopeia is the big damage here, and has the possibility, if you can protect the Cassio, to have very big counter engage into this Shopify team. So really setting him up perfectly.
Not going to slow Zeyzal down, as he's going to go for more damage onto Sajed, but I love the counter of Cassiopeia into something like Camille. Camille support's been all over the place. I haven't picked it up yet in my solo queue games because I don't trust my mechanics, but if you watch pro play, she can just take over games from the support role, but Cassiopeia with that miasma, you can't go anywhere. Once you hookshot onto that wall, it's a really good counter, and I think that we saw an example of it there. Call Me now with that gold. Let's see what he can do with it, as Lions The mission for the Shen is
Dieser Javan ist komplett obdachlos. Dieses Game. Was soll dein Team, also auf wen geht dein Team jetzt?
Kind of the catch-22 of playing Shen support these days.
Yeah, Camille loves to thrive. As soon as Camille's level 3, she's ready to go, right?
She's out. Yep, she's like a toddler. You know, can't stop walking.
Yeah, she can create a lot of havoc, just like a toddler can, while she's toddling around the map.
It's like they learned how to stand up and move their legs. It's like, yeah, you can't stop them now. As Lions, nice taunt under turret. B-Boy will take one shot, get away.
Yeah.
Oh mein Gott, er hat so getrollt, jetzt muss er basen. Das ist richtig troll von ihm.
We did have a big magnifying glass on these solo lanes. And one of the things for DSG that I felt like has been a strength, you know, that they can use, especially could be this Call Me into Zinni matchup. You know, Zinni definitely has not lived up to all the hype that he had coming over from LCK Challengers and hasn't had the big splash in LCS that they were looking for yet. Meanwhile, Call Me, even though he has not had, you know, these superstar vibes coming from him, I thought he's had, especially like Akali games and stuff like that, he's had some very significant potential to carry. Topside, though, Contracts is ready.
It's looking like top is where the next action will happen. Surdy has flash available, has public execution. How's he going to try and outplay this? It's going to be a three-man dive. Public execution will land onto Contracts. Good start for Surdy to survive this one as Azazel will take up one turret. And with Lions there, Shopify back off.
And that means since they only have Lions there as a defense, they can have Kryra just take the objective. Other side of the map was already working on Dragon. And so Shopify, they make the call, hey, we're going to make a cross-map play, try and dive topside while they go for Dragon. Unsuccessful, and they didn't even get a summoner spell out of Surdy. Just the ultimate is enough to keep him alive and buy the time for Lions to get up there.
Also Classic spielen, ja, ich muss.
Yeah, without the ultimate from Zazel or Contracts, it's much harder, especially when Fudge used his to try and clear the wave. So they just didn't have enough lockdown.
Sven und APA haben, haben 7-Mann-Roster.
Now a 1,000 gold for DSG plus that Dragon, as you highlighted. Kryra can just get right back to his camp.
Musst du nicht. Es wäre sehr dumm, es nicht zu machen. Lass mich umformulieren.
For DSG early on in game 1.
Kann man schon spielen? Nein, 29. Kannst auch auf dem PvE gerade spielen, aber dann mit 200 Millionen Ping. Boah, er läuft einfach raus. Mit deinem Spaß, Mann, du. Oh, absolut horrible. Also ich hab so viel altes League gespielt. Horribly balanced. Horrible balance, horrible Aussehen. Einzige, was mich einigermaßen interessiert, ist alten Nuno spielen.
Zazel, of course, similar to Lions, still has quite a bit to go since they're roaming so much on the supports, but we definitely could be looking for our sideline plays.
Ja, ich glaube, man wird erst checken, wie gut man sie jetzt hat mit der Balance.
On Lions, but the Shen is straight back to top side anyway, roaming right back out again.
And the fact that Shopify haven't really been able to find any big plays without that Shen ultimate, he's going to get it within the next couple of minutes here, which means that now that Shen Stand United will prevent future dives from happening. You don't have to hover Surdy if you have the Shen available.
All right, looks like we're going to have 8 people at the grubs.
Who's going to contest it? Kryra's over the wall. First grub should go to Shopify here as Contracts has enough backup, but DSG are actually looking topside right now. Fudge will spot them on the ward, throws up the thumbs up. About to hit Mega, has flash available, so I doubt he's going to go down anytime soon. And DSG actually just kind of get pushed back.
Eine Turret Plates, man kann Lane swappen, Level 1 Lane swappen, kann's perma-freezen.
And there we go. 3 grubs. Flash from Call Me. Go for the Miasma on the Contract, so he can't get the Vault Breaker over the wall. We'll use the flash. No taunt onto Fudge. Shopify get out with the grubs.
I mean, this is a huge, huge W for Shopify.
Oh, Evelyn will noch spielen. Evelyn und Nuno, die beiden Gems.
Had some control.
Gibt's hier immer noch was?
Shopify are able to not only get the objective, but Fudge threatening 3 people on topside while charging up his Narbar. Able to draw a lot of focus, and Zinni is able to get back in time for the mid-wave as well anyway. Then Call Me in his stress to try and make a play out of something. Flash Miasmas, but
I mean, it's his Splash for Contract Splash.
Nee, jetzt machen 400 Mal mehr Damage jetzt gerade. Jetzt machen 400 Mal Damage, dann hast du keine Turret Plates in League Classic. Es ist. Da ist mir so 5 kurz mal ein Turret weg.
Definitely a viable target now with no flash.
Du hast entgegen der Erwartungshaltung von allen mindestens genauso viel Damage wie jetzt. Ja.
Now they've got a lot of opportunity, and you can tell circling around mid lane already. Step number 1 is get that vision control. And then they can see if they can follow up with the Camille, with the Vi.
Looks like they're doing it right now. Let's see if either of these supports hit level 6 off this wave. It looks like Lions might. Zeyzal's still pretty far away from level 6, so I'm not imagining a Hextech Ultimatum by this next Dragon fight. Lions does get Stand United now. And Camille without Hextech Ultimatum.
Ja, wie gesagt, also wenn ihr eure alten Mains und so weiter spielen wollt, cool. Wie gesagt, wie bei mir, wenn Nuno und dann Evelyn und so weiter will ich spielen. Fein, aber balance-wise ist es halt, also ist ja auch gewollt so, aber ja.
One guess. Okay, well, I would say Comey's like the threat with the goal, but with Rod of Ages, a little tankier. What about Sajed?
Stick with your gut. I would say stick with your gut.
All right, we'll stick with the gut.
Sajed still has his flash. You know, some weird stuff can happen with his explosive charge. I'd say your first instinct is good. The no flash Cassiopeia seems like a good target for a Vi Galio combo. So I think that's what Shopify can use, that threat, to get into this dragon setup and kind of split dragons for the next one. You know, it is Hextech Dragon, so contracts just go for a recall, make your purchase, and then should have Sundered Sky done. Yes, he does. There you go. And that should be enough for them to try and get mid-prio first and then look for the dragon. Meanwhile, Lions, with his Shen ult, he knows he could try and make a topside play and then still have possibilities of contesting dragon afterwards.
I like it, especially when Fudge is in Mega now. He's going to be running low on that bar here. If he walks too far forward, Lions could look for a potential kill, but that wave should get under. I think Fudge is playing very safe right now.
Yeah, good job from him. And even if he doesn't 100% suspect that Shen is in the brush, he also just knows that Shen has ulti. So now he sees him, and now he's mini, and he's going to have to respect that.
Yeah, I mean, if you just throw out a public execution, teleport will come in defensively. The taunt lands onto Fudge. Surdy's trying to get back in range, get some more damage. Looks for the public execution, but just completely mispositions it. Lions punished for it. And that's a kill over to Fudge.
Weil ich noch Halbzeit, ja, du musst respekten.
Now mid lane, even more action. As Vi will
Geiler Play, geile Plays. Zwei sehr, sehr geile Plays.
Down, you mentioned no flash. Shopify Rebellion pounds.
Kangas, the Rebellion is getting stronger. The Rebellion in summer here. Looks like they're taking over in the mid game. Kryber still wants this dragon though. Should be a little bit dangerous for him to go for.
Yeah, with multiple members of Shopify nearby. Can't imagine Kryber will actually have a chance at getting this unless he has more backup.
Especially because they only use the Vi ultimate. So they still have Camille ultimate combo with Galio ultimate ready. Very, very dangerous. So if anybody's in the river there.
And because of that play from Lions top side, it bought time for Zeyzal to get that Hextech Ultimatum. So he has that for the Dragon fight. It's started by Shopify.
Kryber's still thinking he wants to get in there.
Surdy's back, he stops. He didn't have teleport anyway, so he's not going to be here. It's just maybe a steal. Kryber can't get in range.
Ihr hält wollt schon mit beide? Nö, hier, ich hab.
I don't even see a world where.
Boah, ich hab hier eigentlich nichts gegen irgendwen.
I feel like you should just go farm your camps.
Yeah.
Not waste time kind of looking around and walking into the dragon, because there's plenty of camps available on this top side of the map for him to go for. But they walk up and they see that the Shopify have already taken it. So Lions flashes, by the way. This I thought was cool, to try and flash to make sure Fudge can't hop away from the taunt. So he still lands it, but they don't have the damage afterwards. And Surdy pops the ultimate and then dashes out, and Fudge was walking forward anyway. So he's like, I'm not getting hit by that.
Fudge was like, I'm getting a kill here. I'm not running.
Yeah, Fudge styling on him. You know, I think this has been quite a good game from him so far, not showing any fear in a lot of these situations, except also showing the appropriate amount of caution, right? So he's not fearful, but then when the Shen could be in the bush or the Shen could be making a play, you know, he was CSing very safely and played that one quite nicely. So
calculated. Yeah, that's a mental fighter right there. It's like the boxer that, you know, dodges and punches. Yeah.
Hasn't been hit in the head too many times yet.
Yeah,
right?
no concussions yet for Fudge.
Meanwhile, the rest of the team here, being able to go get Hex Dragon is very, very beneficial. So I want to see if they can build off of that. Later stages of the game is where this comp is really scary. You know, once the outer towers are gone, and it makes it harder for these disguised carries to rotate around the map. If you don't have outer towers, sometimes people are going to get caught as they are a little bit.
Wall breaker in, just chunks down. Working towards that first item as Shen. As Call Me with this top lane rotation. Ooh, not able to get the miasma down in time for Zinni's Justice Punch.
And off of that for Fudge, that kill, having the steel caps and your Trinity Force is such a good power spike for Gnar. You know, you rush the steel caps early for defense purposes, but then once your Trinity Force is done, you've got your offensive purposes ready to go. So the Gnar in the side lane is going to be very dangerous too, and Shopify are going to keep him in the side lane while they start up the Herald. I think that should just be their Herald, but DSG are going to try and trap them in it now.
Surdy has teleport. He could look for it. So does Fudge, but Fudge already hit Mega Gnar, so he would not have Mega Gnar
50-50. Galio Ulti drauf, Camille Galio.
Plus the Galio combo, locking down the Cassiopeia, and there.
Camille Galio, baby assist.
Still up. Kryber's looking to go
oh, wow, B-Boy. Oh my god, B-Boy. Holy shit.
Surdy taking over the fight in the river, picks up one. Zeyzal now trying to bounce back in. It's Fudge holding the line, as it's a 1-for-1 trade. Not too shabby from Surdy to make it an equal one.
Yeah, that was a lot closer. We're Surdy coming in and blending them up in the river fight. So close there, too. Kryber did not hesitate in following the Arcane Shift and then the Flash from Ezreal over the wall. We had the mind games there, and it came down to one last auto. Barely not enough, but back to our delete the Cassio strat, all right? We full dive. We send all the ultimates on the Cassio. Cassio is dead. That opens up for DSG. You see over here, Surdy arrives now, stunned against the wall, but then he's going to get in there and be able to pump the extra damage along with Sajed to be able to get the other kill. This was the one auto left on B-Boy that we were talking about, with Kryber trying to follow and instantly being responded to. But they did get the 1-for-1 and took out Contract, so they didn't have a smite left on the side of Shopify, and the Herald still lives because of it.
Herald not down, so could see a round 2 here. But also it's crucial that Fudge just barely had his Mega form while he TP'd in. I was keeping track of that before. If that fight had been like 2 seconds later, probably wouldn't have had it, as now it's about fighting for Vision. And you know what I mentioned earlier, I like to keep track of this in games that Camille support is around. We called her a toddler earlier, just running around the map. Now a teenager, has that first item built. All grown up here, as that is where
kein Moramana bei Ezreal. Fight hier finde ich nicht gut. Keine Galio Camille Ulti Combo. Oh, mega nah vielleicht. Oh, mega nah ist gut. Wenn die auf Ulti Cooldowns noch chillen können.
Look, Galio ult not quite ready for the follow-up though. They could delay.
Ja, mega nah kommt. Galio Ulti 5 Sekunden. Ja. Die bleiben Botlane. Das ist gut. So lange mit denen gespielt, jetzt bekommen sie Platten. Lecker.
So Zinni will at least get some turret plate gold for himself.
Nice little kind of fake there from Shopify, yeah, because since they don't have, teleport for Galio, you have to walk a fairly long way up the river, but they still got the teleport out of Call Me, the safety teleport from DSG, because they threatened it. And because you get that teleport away, you get gold on the bottom side for, the Galio with the turret plate money. You got to just push in.
Got a wave too.
And it was kind of like, I wasn't going to come anyway. We were a few seconds off some of our big cooldowns. And so they still get their cross-map play. Plus the reward, it's just the Herald. It's not that big. It's worth basically a few
Herald
plates
could be anything. It could even be a couple plates, Yeah. It depends on what you do with the Herald. So let's see what Kryber is able to do with this Herald. Currently on the top half of the map, but it doesn't look like he's just going to drop it down right away. Dragon has spawned as well.
Okay, and Lions is getting some early vision behind the Dragon Pit, but looks like Contract's already going to be able to sweep that out and find it. So good setup for them. Honestly, Cassio's recalling too, so this is guaranteed Dragon. So you can count this as kind of like a side benefit as well of the earlier play, and another little bit of cost for DSG getting that Herald, and Shopify should be able to easily get this, but the problem is, can they get on afterwards? Cassio's back, so they got the objective.
Kryber drops the Herald mid, so they're going to make a play there while preventing Shopify from getting back to the mid lane. Herald will charge, and that turret shouldn't be long for this world. If Herald's able to get 2 more autos off, no. 1 more away, but the satchel should be enough. There we go. So Jed rotates mid, and that is first structure for DSG.
Okay. Very close game we have on our hands here. Going to come down to these team fights. And some more opportunities for side lane plays still available. Fudge's teleport also coming back up very quickly. So Shopify have a lot of mobility across the map. Of course, Shen ult as well as the Ziggs teleport are also ready. So DSG can try and set up their thing on top side, but already trailing lane gank from Zeyzal and Contracts headed top. Contracts makes a call though, hey, this is not going to be a play from DSG, so there's nothing to counter there. I'll get back into my camps and keep on farming.
I'm surprised, though, that we didn't see Zinni actually go for the rotation. He backed. I thought they wanted to match Galio into Cassiopeia. Surdy gets a lot of alone time here on the turret now. Not enough to take the whole thing down, but that's a lot of gold into Surdy's pocket, who's now 20 CS up over Fudge, who built some armor and is currently laning against the cast.
Yeah, and they don't want Zinni here with all this magic resist to be laning against Surdy.
Yeah.
So that's why they're sending Fudge down the lane now to try and get there. But yeah, you're rightly pointing out, a lot of priority there for Surdy, and he was able to get some extra damage on the
Mag den Zinni-Bild sehr.
Both of them bottom.
Kein Fan von den Teams. Achso, warte mal, das ist noch der C9-Titel.
But Fudge wasn't, because he was trying to get the wave in. I'm not exactly sure, but either way, DSG will get some plays for Surdy bot side. They'll get a full turret top side. This is a
Commies mit Rod of Ages Block halt nicht mal so ahead, ne? Das ist das Problem.
Zinni and Fudge, they're going for the Mega Gnar. Surdy, can you survive another dive?
Lions ist eher das Problem, nicht?
Early from Lions, as shot player just diving past the turret. Zeyzal goes over the wall.
Warum ulten die nicht? Was? Wow, mein Gott, die haben ihre Combo verhauen. What in the fuck? Flashing jetzt schon kommen wird. Was haben die da gerade gemacht?
Fudge gets a kill onto Surdy, but Kryra takes down Contract. Shopify Rebellion looking to escape with 3 as DSG hoping to route them off.
Was haben die? Die haben legit ihre Camel-Galio-Kombo gefällt. Wie geht das überhaupt?
He looks onto Sajed. Flash out from the Ziggs. Lions looking for the damage for the kill here. Can they give it to Call Me? They can. The mid laner getting some more gold, and DSG.
So vielleicht als erste Costume.
Baron too. They have Cassio. Cassio damage.
Prozentsatz, glaube ich, aber
Baron,
muss ich alles machen.
DSG. They've got priority. They have teleport from Ziggs too. They're heading over to that area. Looks like they make the call with the teleport that they see coming from Fudge. Maybe it's too dangerous with
Wow, sind die das... Also Camel-Galio-Kombo nicht hinbekommen? Guys, bitte.
Surdy's about to come up.
Ja, sind ja jetzt Mandate fertig. Jetzt ist er erst schon.
With that TP, they could. B-Boy still at 15 seconds, but nope. DSG decide, let's go spend that gold that we just got instead. That's a Seekers now completed for Call Me.
Yeah, that play goes completely sideways for Shopify because they don't instantly Camille ult. Because the Camille ult is not used instantly, you actually got Surdy over the wall. He was able to go over the wall instead of immediately going for it on this right side.
We're diving bot this wave.
They have Shen ult, so they can play around it.
Cassio has TP.
I just want to hit the
Guys,
tower.
I don't think I can be involved in this.
That's okay, you can't be involved, it's fine.
You can push. That's it. Okay.
I'm still looking.
Get Mbessa.
Yeah, Mbessa, no flash. We can finish. He should die.
Cassio,
looks bad.
It's bad. Dip. I will maybe die here too.
Can you look?
Basic Paybot. Hätte Shopify gesagt.
Petrifying Gaze coming in from Call Me there.
Reingehend.
On top of it. So much damage
Aber
front there from DSG.
weiß ich nicht, sind beide nicht cool Teams.
Spot in the LCS. They have a promo tournament coming up here, Kobe, at the end of summer. No matter how well they do, they will have to play in that to defend the spot. But already things are looking pretty good for them in summer.
Yeah, got to keep yourselves sharp and keep that in the back of your minds at the end of summer. Currently, though, at the beginning of summer, they've got some plans for Baron. It's been a little bit delayed from the earlier opening, but they still have full vision coverage all over everywhere leading up to Baron, so they can try and put the pressure on Shopify, continually controlling this jungle area and everything leading up to Baron. You start to get through all these blue trinket cooldowns. There goes B-Boy's blue trinket. And so Fudge is the last one with an extra blue trinket cooldown, and he's side laner, so it gets a little dicey. You have to keep on using more cooldowns and more cooldowns to check, even when DSG are actually in the fog of war recalling and resetting and making sure that they are ready to fight.
10 seconds until that Dragon. Shopify Rebellion currently control the access point. But with that one controller from DSG, they feel confident to walk forward. They're looking at Fudge. Kryra taking a lot of damage to start things off here and didn't get any back onto Fudge. Great kiting from Shopify's top laner on the Gnar. Making full use of the hyper stacks. Kryra's going to go back and try and heal up off of Wolves, but that means that Shopify have free access to the Dragon, and Kryra will just come right back to the team. They realize they do not have time for that. Fudge is just trying to stop Surdy on the top side here. They chain CC'ing him, but he is alive. Public execution goes in. Cataclysm. It's a wombo combo from DSG, and they'll get 2 kills. Kryra's back onto the Dragon, not able to steal it away. Contract secures that one and gets out. 2 kills to DSG.
Okay, and now it's got to be Baron for DSG. They didn't lose anyone, and they killed off 2 members of Shopify, I mean, Surdy, they literally sent everything on Surdy on the side to try and burst this Ambessa, and they could not take him down.
Incredible how long he survived for. Doesn't even have Asterix yet. It's just the base stats of the Ambessa plus some of the shielding coming in from the Eclipse, as well as the abilities themselves. But DSG's top laner survives, and now they reward themselves with the Baron Cry. Okay, he gets it. Ooh, I wasn't nervous. He was fine.
Yeah, it's all for our theatrical sake.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah, I knew the whole time.
All right, Contract's trying to do at least something on the other side as well. But so, I mean, it gets crazy. Everybody goes to full send over here onto the Ambessa. Galio ultimate, plus the Gnar, plus the Camille, all damage.
Also die fighten auch ohne Ball wieder, ne?
Since B-Boy wasn't there and Contracts was still on the Dragon, they didn't have enough to fully finish him off. Thank goodness for Shopify, though, that he hits the smite. Because that is Dragon Soul Point. That is the third Dragon for Shopify. So Contracts trying to hold on and save that little bit of skirmish.
And you can see Surdy's stats here. We talked about it earlier. He had a fantastic end to spring split. He only was in for 4 games for DSG when Castle got traded.
Sie war Level down jetzt.
And he's looking good right now. I got a question, though, from Shopify's side, as they're going to try and catch his way bot lane, is they're full sending onto the Ambessa. You talked about the importance of the Wombo combo, the Hero's Ultimatum. How do you use that? Call Me or Sajed are probably the ideal targets, but no, they're sending it onto the top laner instead. So I think if Shopify, if they tweak their targeting, go for the carries, they're going to have much more success.
Or if they had like a little bit more damage there, or someone maybe if they still had Ezreal ult even, if they hadn't had to use it to like vision check or something, then maybe if they had enough damage to squeeze out the kill, it could be a very different story. But now, since they did lose out on the Baron, they're under siege, getting pressured under their own towers, and they're just thinking, let's lose. Wait,
they're gonna full send right now. Hextech Ultimatum. This time the Hero's entrance is true, and they took down the carry.
Also geht die Combo doch.
3 DSG are routed. Shopify Rebellion find their engage, and they want more. Trying to stop Surdy on the retreat. Call Me's using the space bought by the Ambessa. Can't get the damage out right now. The taunt will not land from Galio. Shopify still have 5 members. Strong up flash, petrifying gaze from Colby. Is that going to be enough damage to take down B-Boy? It is not.
Also können wir unsere Spells doch, wir können unsere Ultimate Abilities trotzdem zusammen verwenden. Geht's doch. Okay. Gut, dass wir das festgestellt haben nach 27 Minuten.
Oh my, I was about to say, Shopify probably thinking, let's lose as little as possible until Dragon comes up. No! Contracts is thinking, let's win the game!
Vai Camel Galio ist ein super Engage.
Flash into ulti, into
super Engage.
And Galio ults. This time, Genghis, all 5 members pull off the combo, and they do have enough damage. Then even with both solo lanes left up here, yeah, they're fairly dangerous, solo lane carries, but it's 2v5.
To be honest, auch die Ulti von Call Me hier. Also ich glaube, jetzt sieht, dass sie die immer töten, aber ja.
But they don't have enough to be able to finish off anybody besides Zeyzal, and so it's gonna be Shopify taking over.
Flash. Ambessa, no flash. Nice job.
Well played from Shopify Rebellion's jungler to find that initial engage. Contract saw the angle and he goes for it. Zeyzal follows up. Zinni follows up. Right when I was saying it, Kobe, they did it. The Hero's Ultimatum landed onto the right target that time, and with Sajed out of the fight before it even began, it meant that DSG were not able to continue the siege. Now, still a gold lead for DSG. Now their Seeker's Arm Guard on Sajed, so let's see if Shopify can find another angle like that, but at least it's signs of life for the Rebellion.
Yeah. I mean, that is just huge. Last time at the Dragon fight, Contract secures the smite onto the Dragon.
Jetzt ist playable.
For later. This time at the defense,
Seekers bei Zinni. Fast Level 16.
Initiation, the critical initiation. Then they don't hesitate, and they got a lot of summoner spells, including flashes and teleports, out of DSG as DSG tried to salvage the situation. But now, the table has turned, and Shopify, they get to push back out. 25 seconds left on this Dragon Soul arrival, though. And they are so far on the other side of the map, I guess they're just giving it up.
Seems like DSG currently...
They're going to walk there, though. I mean...
Yeah.
Also sie wollen es raw doggen.
You still have to check into Fog of War, which makes...
Ich meine, da ist kein Flash bei Call Me, right?
It's fine, they aren't going to burst it down, and we feel okay checking into Fog.
Also das Problem ist, da sind jetzt 2 Leute mit einem Sonjas ab, okay?
Checking Fog of War into Cassio.
Das heißt, wen ultest du jetzt?
Zinni's all alone
Das
right now
macht Zinni da.
DSG look to pounce on the Galio. Cataclysm used. He's trying to Hero's entrance out.
Oh mein Gott, sie wollen... Wait, second Drake. Nee, niemals.
He's just delaying for the Dragon Soul for the team. Calmy's gonna go in. Zinni's buying so much.
Wait, lebt Zinni?
Gaze down. As Calmy will eventually chase down Zinni. Should have enough for the kill. The poison takedown. One last Twin Fangs does get it. As Dragon was peeled off by Shopify Rebellion. Contracts is going to go in for the steal. 30 misses.
Oh mein Gott, er kriegt den. Lol, er kriegt den.
Dragon sold a Shopify.
What the fuck? Und Sascha ist tot. Oh mein Gott. Wow, das ist low. Das sogenannte Battle der Bastarde. Ich hab euch doch hoffentlich nicht zu viel versprochen. Also.
DSG back off. Contracts gets it done.
It always feels like with the Shopify games, they never have 100% control of their plays. It's always like, oh, it's a little bumpy this road. Uh-oh, we know we got...
They're off-roading right now.
Yeah, our mid laner is dead. But they get in here, Archangel for it, Contract's able to dodge away from Surdy's ulti and then steal the dragon again. Contracts is able to hit it, grab the Dragon Soul for the team, and DSG, they had just killed the Galio. They did not need to put literally any damage into this dragon.
Yeah.
They just put 0 damage so that the Cassio has time to get back over to them. But then...
Get a little antsy.
Yeah, Shopify, they slip back in. They're like, all right.
Dass Calmy halt in dem Fight nicht dabei ist, ist so big.
We'll come back and they steal it. Now they have the Dragon Soul. They got extra kills afterwards, Kangas. I think we were correct.
Die falsch haben, die Game anzuschauen? Nein, wirklich. Das sind die lustigsten Games. Wenn du weißt, dass beide Teams scheiße sind, du hast keine Erwartungen, einfach machen lassen.
But now that we've arrived, these fights are explosive. And a little crazy as well as the next one should happen around the Baron. Contracts wrapping around for a flank on the Vi. Sajed does not have the Seeker's Arm Guard anymore. They're going to engage instead onto Surdy, but it's just a little poke. Surdy walks out, Zinni's pushing in the top wave, and currently Shopify are controlling the access point for DSG to that top tier 2.
Yeah, Surdy's had a hard time hitting a lot of these Ambessa ults too, so maybe they need to have like Kryra and Lions try and set him up for it maybe. With like a Jarvan engage with Shen and have a taunt.
Landed that one, public execution onto Zinni.
Zinni?
Has a lot of magic resist, not a lot of armor into the stasis. Zinni's trying to stay alive. Now the Cataclysm comes in. Zazel with the Hextech ultimate.
What the fuck?
His mid laner.
What the fuck?
DSG just picked 2 at the Baron.
Is it a Baron now? Because they use teleport to get over there.
What the fuck?
We're still going to look for another possible reverse.
Zinni, my brother?
DSG have retaken the gold lead.
Contracts is ready. Contracts has an angle, he's not spotted. Blast Cone over, still not spotted. No vision in that top tri-brush. Now they drop down the flag. They see Contracts there. He could look to Vault Breaker over the wall, has the flash as well. If Contracts gets this, Petrifying Gaze is true.
Aber diese Teams, wie können da jetzt 2 Leute von der Sky stammen? Das ist nicht real, das ist nicht real, das ist nicht real. Also actually, das ist unreal.
Down Lions as well as the tier 2 turrets, so just going for the fight instead.
Krank.
That's 2 less members wearing purple.
I love it. Wow. Keeping them interested here. They get the kill while Contracts is just threatening, hey,
das ist so krank.
That I steal a lot of objectives, right?
My
smite is very, very good.
Especially after that dragon, you know, you got to imagine Kryra was sweating.
Digga, wie stößt er da auf dieser Mitte-Wave?
So him threatening around the backside, but it was a good Petrifying Gaze over the top there from Calmy to keep Contracts out and threaten him, but he's back.
Speaking of, Contracts is looking for the engage. Flash up from Calmy as the Hero's entrance comes in. Now, teleport from Fudge. He's close to Mega. Calmy's in trouble. Not stunned into the wall, but stunned from the wall up, and that is a pick. Fudge on a rampage. Shopify catch Calmy.
Dude, Contracts makes another big play. I mean, the scoreline is not the thing that's going to catch your eye.
Yeah.
But think of all these critical moments in this game from Contracts, and he's the one who starts out this pick onto Calmy and gets Calmy's flash, allowing Fudge to teleport and follow up on the play and get a critical pick. And it's really kept Shopify on course for their win conditions to win this game, even though it's been very exciting. We've had the back and forth, and we've had the objectives going both ways. Once again, Shopify.
Kann man über das Gameplay legen? Nein.
Back to taking the lead. They also have a lot of map control with a lot of these really deep wards back.
Fudge spielt ein gutes Game. Du, ich sag hier gar nichts. Fudge spielt ein sehr, sehr gutes Game.
Being ready, you have to be
Fudge ist auch super broken.
Cognizant here.
Zinni could look for a TP flank. It would only be the Zinni, only the Galio, the Zinni. the Zinni coming in, but still is a possibility. We got a minute and a half till that Elder Dragon fight. It's now a gold lead for Shopify Rebellion. It is Dragon Soul for Shopify Rebellion, and you got to imagine Shopify.
Are we going to try to dive in the end with Galio Vial, like some crazy play?
If I
it's not bad to fight right away.
It's not
Cassio
bad.
Noir
Okay,
here.
let's just...
I'm TPing above her.
Yep,
TPing above her.
we're full committed here.
Yeah,
We're full committed.
Looks good, looks good.
Has
sure.
flash.
Yeah, I can kill her after. I can kill her after. Play with me, play with me.
I'm on Jarvan here.
Gute Calls.
Jarvan no flash, Cassio no flash.
Honestly.
Cassio will die.
Nice job.
Das sind gute Calls.
Each they have
I love that.
Also ich glaube, Shopify sollte besser sein.
For a play
Mal sehen.
Zazel's talking about, Fudge is talking about it, and Contracts being there taking Raptors was.
Ich glaube, dieses Game wäre auch nicht close, hätten die nicht zweimal die Camille Galio-Ulti gefällt in Teamfights. Ehrlich. Diese Camille Galio-Ulti zu playen, das ist so unglaublich kriminell. Gegen Zazel Boost, ja.
What's he gonna do? All right, now it's 40 seconds until that Elder Dragon. Still heavy favor for Shopify Rebellion in this current position. Not only do they have the gold lead and the Dragon Soul, they also have control to the access point. So DSG are going to have to find a creative way to.
Ivo ist auch so stark. Oh, vor allem Patch. Patch ist komplett OP.
To get a little creative, they still have a lot of firepower. So I want to see if they can pull it off. You know.
Und XP-technisch passt das jetzt auch, ne?
I mean.
Fast alle Even sind nicht also quasi ein Creep von Level 18 entfernt.
Wow. He's just leading the charge. Kryra now looking to engage on a Fudge yet again. He's kiting back, building up that rage bar.
Was?
Sandy United came in from Lions, but it
Super Position jetzt für Shopify.
Fudge will have Meganar pop now.
Problem ist nur, ja, Meganar.
DSG.
Problematisch.
If they delay the fight from this position, they can fight a Mini-Nar instead of a Meganar.
Ja, die müssen jetzt kurz chillen, nach 15 Sekunden. Morgen Prime League, nein, Dienstag wieder. Nee, Mittwoch. Dienstag ist auch keine Prime League, Mittwoch.
Yeah.
Mittwoch, Donnerstag ist Prime League diese Woche, ist komisch. Keine Ahnung warum.
Experienced team, they can't quite decide where they're going to go. You can see it. They're kind of hovering between the river and the mid now.
Das ist alles gut für Shopify, by the way, weil jetzt kriegen die jetzt bekommen die einen Mini-Timer wieder, also Vega-Timer. Ja, Fudge lädt schon hoch. Wow, B-Boy, das ist toll gemacht.
B-Boy flashing out from the
Oh.
Now in goes
Das war ein
Fudge,
richtig sicker W.
Da
kommt eine Galio, Camille Ulti drauf jetzt auf Tommy.
Right out of it, Petrifying Gaze lands, but the chain CC's there. Comey's out of it. Surdy's trying his best to turn the play, but
geiler Play. Sollte die gewinnen, oder? B-Boy free-hittet noch.
Now pop. Surdy on a killing spree, still alive, still pumping damage to Jed as well. DSG are doing their best.
B-Boy.
It's all down to Surdy, but Shopify Rebellion's
Galio mit Manet ist so geil.
And he gets a double kill. Shopify Rebellion stand tall. As DSG get knocked down, you got to imagine that's enough for the Elder Dragon.
Bei Shopify, wir müssen sehen, also die hatten halt den schlechtesten Support der Liga mit Zeus. Also ganz klar schlechtesten Support der Liga. Mal sehen, wie sie sich jetzt schlagen. Ich fand, das Team war okay.
At the very least, this is going to secure Shopify, you know, control of the entire map. With Baron coming up in 1 minute, it theoretically should also guarantee you Baron. And so Elder Dragon, they honestly could delay it too. Wait for Camille, 1 second. Nice.
Solid. Get it onto all 5.
Aber da bisschen Masse gekauft, Item ist gut. Brauchst du Wave Clinic von Hollow Radiance.
Plus now a 5,000 gold lead. So DSG showed signs of life. But as we look at the replay here, Shopify Rebellion are able to take out the key carry. It's all about Call Me.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. They have double engage, super blast cone, and then Contracts is, even though his ulti does get immune by the Zhonyas.
Schau, B-Boy Position hier in dem Teamfight.
The Emil and the Galio in there, and they delete that Cassiopeia. So the dive does go off successfully. However, the counter, they were making you think here.
Chefskiss. Ganzen Teamfight am Free-Hitten. Ohne ansatzweise in Gefahr zu sein.
Yeah. So I guess a little bit as the GAs are coming back up. But B-Boy, fully stacked lethal tempo. Ezreal
so geil.
on the side is
funktioniert der Effekt von Galio auch selbst, ja.
Pull it out. And Contracts gives him an angle to go back in on the side. Nice cue from him to re-enter.
Der hier ist gut, by the way. Er ist legit gut im Draften.
When B-Boy Arcane shifted forward and then flashed
der Coach von, ich weiß nicht, wie er heißt. Der Coach von Disguise. Er ist wirklich gut im Draften.
As Baron started, we want to remind you, B-Boy on Ezreal, most played champion. B-Boy on Ezreal, least favorite champion.
He did say that he doesn't like it, but he has had a lot of success on it.
So good on it.
Something's okay by, I guess, by Ezreal, yeah.
Or at least maybe a few more minutes as the Baron is secured. That's a tier 2 turret down top side. Shopify Rebellion can begin the siege now. And it's up to DSG to find some way to halt the momentum of Shopify Rebellion.
Ja, wie wollen sie Patch halten, ne? Das ist die Frage.
At least I can't really think of clear avenues out of it.
Das sind 45 Sekunden. Nee, eine Minute ist noch
Hold
älter.
on as long as you can. Wait for that Elder to go down, but see what Shopify can get done before that.
Yeah, they've got a little while here as far as the pain continuing.
45 Sekunden
Might
älter.
cost them both inhibitors, honestly, because as you say, the Elder and the Baron were pretty closely synced, so they still have about a quarter left on the Elder here. They can poke you down. Elder on Ezreal is
Noch 30
extremely
Sekunden.
annoying.
Mal sehen, wie viel die machen können.
Constantly firing out these
Diven ist schwierig gegen die Cassio.
The burn really does stack up. So DSG, here's the defense trying to defend the Nexus turrets.
Baron minions are helping out a lot right now as the Elder Dragon is still up. DSG need to wait a few more moments.
Ja, die machen
for
das
that
sehr
to go
gut,
down
ne?
before
Machen
they
das
can
sehr
try to pull
gut.
some, but they're gonna
Auf
lose
Nexus
all their
und direkt
turrets
Full
for it.
Center, oder?
A masterclass from Shopify Rebellion as now the engage comes through.
Einfach Nexus
The
setzen.
Hero's ultimatum will land onto 2. Zinni gets the first kill. The Nexus goes
Aido
down.
heißt er.
Shopify Rebellion take game 1.
Shopify are back, starting out summer with a win. Contracts with some good smites on these dragons to be able to get them Dragon Soul. And Fudge had a very big Gnar game.
Yes. So who gets your player of the game, Kobe? I feel like that's a contentious one. We're asking chat now.
To me, it's 3 people: Contracts, Fudge, or B-Boy.
Oh, okay.
Are my 3 choices at the moment.
Well, let's hear from the analysts. What do you have to say? Who do you think gets player of the game?
Camel Galio, baby, ich sag's euch.
One choice?
Yeah.
As a collective, there's 3 people that say Fudge.
Yeah. We don't appreciate your indecisiveness there, Kobe.
Yeah. But I do think a lot of players did contribute to the comeback. To me, Fudge was solid in so much of the game, and then was incredibly clutch in the deciding team fights.
It was insane to see. There was like one moment where like Herald was being done on one side, and then you just saw him like, man, Mega Gnar ulti into the wall and comboed with the Ezreal ulti. He was so impactful in that game. It was just about finding the right team fights. That was probably the biggest story for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be curious to see like what his stats were from this game completely, because we just voting blocked him into player of the series, and I think we opened this entire segment.
He played better.
Play better.
Just play better.
Play better. He's correct. He's
we
accurate.
talked about how, like, we showed the clips, right? And we showed kind of his frustration in some of these reviews, and we're like, okay, what is going to happen with Zeyzal on the team? Are they going to be able to coordinate better? I think Fudge played great. I think the coordination, as we're going to see in some T-fights that we're going to look at, was still a little sketchy.
Ein Game gibt's noch. Shopify ist schon deutlich besser, glaube ich.
I think the production team did a great job at getting us some tidbits of Zeyzal and Fudge and Contracts all coordinating to try and make these plays happen that I think did secure them the game after they were able to get back into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I'm curious.
I'm just looking at the damage.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean, it's always B-Boy.
The B-Boy Ezreal damage.
Always
delivers.
delivers.
Champion.
The crazy thing here, like, I did think Sturdy was doing a ton of work, and this just confirms it. 31,000 damage on the Ambessa, but I believe a lot of it would have been in vain, right? Like, only 12,000 of that damage actually led to total kills for his damage on kills. Overall, a very close competitive game. I mean, you can see the gold. It was looking super dire by 27 minutes before they got the soul and were able to secure the win.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that had to do with that bot lane team fight where they were finally able to actually coordinate this composition.
Well,
as we see, okay,
the fans don't necessarily agree with us. Zeyzal did the shot. They're voting for the beard.
Yeah.
Hold on, I realize they're voting for the beard. They're voting for contract smites because they were super crucial.
They were great.
They were.
And the Zeyzal beard.
Yeah, I also think contracts generally, again, in the turnaround team fight, it was his engage that led to. But I'd like to take a look at some earlier team fights where once they got split up, because they couldn't coordinate this composition, DSG really kind of ran over them when it looked like they had the initial setup.
They absolutely did. Chenault was also really crucial in a lot of these fights at delaying the initial engage and buying enough time for the Cassio to really, Cassio and Ambessa to really take over in late game fights.
And we've seen this comp a lot. This one was a tough one. I mean, it was just basically if you wanted to take this fight, then Vi had to be there, but she had just showed up on towards Dragon, so like they just didn't have the DPS. In the prior fight, Camille didn't ult early, so they got the escape before the Galio ult got to be there, so you just didn't really get a knock-up. But then you got to see fights like these.
Yeah.
This was the pretty one. The one shot onto Ziggs into being able to continue the engage with the 5-man unit. That's the team fight they envisioned when they drafted these picks.
Yes.
Yeah, And that was the big fight that even though Calmy gets a really nice ult off the back of this is the fight that turned the game around for Shopify. This is what ended up putting it in their control when they finally were able to really coordinate this composition, especially with the Camille Galio, where you want them really coordinating to be able to set up these fights.
And we needed to see this because the last time we saw this team, it was in playoffs where we got to see the worst version of themselves, like where they were just not on the same page at all. And so the biggest question was like, how much is Azel going to be able to contribute to this team being on the same page? It seems like just based off the comms, like quite a bit. And also this comp.
Ja, gefällt mir sehr, dass die die Comms zeigen immer so aktiv direkt nach Teamfights, finde ich sehr geil.
Even outside of that.
Das finde ich sehr, sehr, sehr geil von LCS. Man die auch sehr regelmäßig.
Being able to recognize, hey, we have a timer, let's look for a dive top, even though it didn't necessarily work out. I think they were recognizing what the play was, and I do appreciate that for their first series of the split.
But one thing that was really different about this team.
What?
Revan did not look happy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he normally when they're winning fights, we see. I feel like they're really stressed.
A little bit.
I feel like the pressure coming in from the new GM, telling everyone they need to earn their spots here, and this game one, they feel like they got what they wanted in the draft. It wasn't working. I think there's a little added tension. It could be good.
Did they shake the nerves off though now?
Exactly.
Like after game one, we're just like, we figured it out. We got our team fights. Maybe they play a little bit more loosely in the second game. We will find out. For you, don't miss any LCS action when you get your favorite foods delivered on Uber Eats for less gold. Game 2 is coming up after the break.
Oh, komm, 2-0 bitte. Wie kann... Ganz kurz, Moment mal. Bin ich am Trippen? Wir hatten ein 2-0 und jetzt haben wir wieder ein Game. Wie ist es 1 Uhr morgens? Wie kann das sein? Wie lange waren diese C9-Games? Die waren doch auch nicht lange. Bin ich komplett dumm? Ach, 37 Minuten. Fick meinen Arsch, deswegen, ja. Und jetzt hier wieder 40 Minuten, Junge, ey. Mir Complain mehr Kasten, leck mein Schwanz. Waren 7 Drakes oder so, Junge. Language, okay. Lutsch mein Schwanz. Besser als lecken.
Yeah. I'm looking Cash.
Go to Casio.
Kindo's is here.
I'm ulting after. I have Ian too. Casio's dead. Look at Bessa.
The others all on the right, just tied in mid lane, it's good.
Hit Jarvan. Jarvan will die.
Careful, Ziggs, careful, Ziggs.
It's still full fight, guys.
I'm not in great condition, okay?
Yeah,
I'm not in great condition.
base TP, Fudge, I think. 15 on your
Yo,
TP.
wait. Wait for me. We win.
Kriegen wir nicht auf eine Kamera? Warte, gegen wen spielten ihr die Woche? PRM. First Division Summer. Ich glaube, es ist erst Mittwoch und Donnerstag. Ich bin gefickt. Mittwoch, Donnerstag. Ticker, was mache ich denn am Dienstag? Am Dienstag komme ich eher spät. Maybe ist Dienstag streamfreier Tag? Maybe? Weil ich bin eher 16 Uhr daheim. Maybe Dienstag frei. Mal schauen. Oder Powerworld. So gibt's auf gar keinen Fall. Bin ich dumm. Ihr spielt gegen die Rossmänner. Leck. Oh, großer Gott. Ist am Dienstag irgendwas? Warum ist da abends nichts? Morgen ist nichts? Hä? Wer hat dich verarscht? Quiz? Nein, Quiz am Donnerstag. Quiz ist am Donnerstag.
Hey guys, I'm Serdi, and I am the top laner for Disguised.
Do you have a sister?
Yes.
So, who on the team would you not let date? Absolutely horrible.
Christian. Definitely Christian.
Who would you beat in a fight?
All of them.
If you're on the deserted island, who would you want with you?
Also morgen ist Oh, Dienstag ist, stimmt, Dienstag ist League Classic. Verfickte Scheiße, ja. Okay, Dienstag ist Stream, aber wie gesagt, ich bin ja 16 Uhr daheim. Dienstag 16 Uhr, dann spielen wir Dienstag League Classic und am Mittwoch ist wieder E-Sport.
I am. So, it is a guy planking on the ground under the hot sun with a indigo marshmallow on his back.
Was?
Nice.
Thank you, I know.
Okay, now we're gonna speed run.
All right, thank you, DSG, for providing that fantastic content. Well, you know, hopefully Serdi keeps playing, because I don't know if he's got a career in art.
Yeah, it looked more like a table than he was like playing.
Table with a face.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have bent knees or like hinge at the hip, right?
Yeah,
you know, you're supposed to be straight out. Yeah, it's okay. We'll work on it.
Boah.
I'm sure you know.
Mal wieder auf MyDeals unterwegs gewesen. 21 Tage Türkei. Boah. Im Normalfall brauche ich nur 3, aber 21 Tage.
Game 1 victory in this best of 3 over Disguise. We see all the players on stage right now. Vibes seem pretty good so far, Kobe.
Yeah, I mean, Shopify coming in with some changes and a lot of pressure here on the team. Seems like under pressure, though, being able to focus in some critical moments. And
so, zeig mal den Draft hier jetzt, ne?
Objectives leading to victory here. So we'll see if they can end it with another 2-0.
Man kann so viel. Oh, stimmt, warte mal. Für einen normalen Arbeitnehmer ist es ja echt beschissen, ne? Wie ist die Seite MyDeals? Warte mal, für einen normalen Arbeitnehmer ist es ja impossible, oder? 21 Tage?
We're holding on until some of the kind of redirecting of the Galio plus the Camille combo. Like, once they started using that on the Cassiopeia, once they started using it on the Ziggs, that's when Shopify started winning those fights. DSG were not able to hold off from that point, but they don't have to deal with that anymore as it is Fearless Draft. Let's see the first pick here for Shopify Rebellion as it is Jace locked in. Orianna, Syndra, Fury Band, Nocturne, Lee Sin, and the Lock Band from DSG side.
And we did see a Jace bottom yesterday, so
true.
You know, keep your mind open as far as the flexibility of this pick. We'll see if they give it a B-boy. I would definitely doubt it, but we'll see as we get further into the draft. Orianna and Ryze. Aber der Orianna ist banned.
Bin kein Freund von Ryze mehr, irgendwie. Aber ich finde, eigentlich ist der Champion nicht schlecht, aber irgendwie funktioniert der nicht mehr. Ich habe gerade 6 Mal im Film, bin auch nochmal Arbeitnehmer. Okay,
we assume Melio will go with that, as that has been the most popular support pairing, but that means it will not be a mage for Sajed this time around. Played the Ziggs, will not play a mage for the second game in a row.
Yeah, had enough of that. All right, get into some real AD carry gameplay.
Also a denial from B-Boy, one of his most played AD carries from this past year.
Yeah, he usually does look quite good on it. They're going to go point and click here with the Nautilus.
Kaiser? Nee, was gehen die? Nicht Kaiser. Was gehen wir? Was gehen wir? Was gehen wir? Die gehen Luschmiede, was gehen wir? Anivia. Oh, bitte nicht Jace, AD Carry. Großer Gott.
Dive comp with it, and since they're already showing some poke here with Jace, they're going to go with the Anivia as well into the Ryze. This is a very good matchup still. And so Zinni here. Honestly, I think Zinni, some of his best mechanics that he showed were on the Anivia, where he was Anivia wall interrupting Pantheon W's. Honestly, see if they can pull it off again. I know Contracts definitely was very complimentary when we had him on the Analyst S afterwards after that game. So we have a lot of faith in the Zinni Anivia.
They're really good at positioning, locking people down between the Anivia wall and an actual terrain wall. I remember that happening in the last split. Let's see, into the Ryze, that's the expected lane, but also I just want to remind people you can play Mage's bot lane. I don't expect it to go to B-Boy, but there's always the potential, as Senna's now taken off the table.
Senna ban.
So some bot laners that could pair with the Nautilus, and from the Shopify side, they don't want Surdy to get
Sollten
that.
noch eher ein Ding bannen, oder nicht? Aber boah, ist B-Boy die Type of Guy, der AP Botlane anlocken würde? Ich sehe von ihm jetzt eher eine MF, actually. Ich sollte eine MF bannen wahrscheinlich. Ich bin so krank, wirklich. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Ich bin wirklich jeden Tag von mir selbst überrascht. Krank.
Answers the two kind of different directions here they're both covering, with the Misfortune being the big burst damage for a lane phase. And gives you that ability to counter in lane.
Das ist sehr interessant, dass Bobby Jungle offen ist, du hast vollkommen recht, ja. Well, Surdy spielt, glaube ich, Yorick.
What do they want to pair now with jungle pick for Kryra?
Well, also they could even send. Well, they don't necessarily know the Jace is top, but if they wait and they save their top lane pick all the way till Shopify fully reveal everything, then you can always go with the Yorick into Jace. We were talking about banning out the Jace, counters and answers for lane. The Vayne and Olaf are two of them. But it looks like they want to
Rumble into Jace.
Now, I will say they need
sie können Toplane eigentlich wieder spielen, aber Botlane, gehen sie Victor Botlane? Ja, aber welchen Jungler dazu? Nafiri ist gebannt, Poppy ist nicht gut hier. Wie machen wir das Contract? Zinsao? Aber mag ich auch nicht so sehr. Oh mein Gott! Oh, gib mir eine Talkshow, wirklich. Gib mir eine Talkshow, oh mein Gott. Wow, wow, wow. Pantheon Rumble gegen Jace ist gut.
To help with Rumble.
That's why I go back to the Clutch Gaming, the old Kiana plus Rumble combo. You knock him into the wall,
love that
drop
one.
the
And they're playing
down.
versus Tanner Demonte.
That would be crazy,
who was one of the pieces of Clutch Gaming's Rumble Kiana. Kangas.
Ja, das ist halt, guck mal, die Sache ist dieser Draft hier leicht zu spielen? Nein. Bedeutet das, dass sie das Game gewinnen werden? Auf gar keinen Fall. Es ist... Dieser Draft ist nicht leicht zu spielen. Und das ist für mich schon ein Kriterium.
A mage for B-Boy. It's a Nivea match into the Rise, but it's Victor for the bot lane plus the Nautilus.
Okay, so they're each taking their turns, for the mage play, but his idea is very simple here. He's like, you know what? We are not going to play to bottom lane. Since you have Lucian Melio,
plus dieser Nivea Wall hier sieht schon wieder so fucking OP aus.
I'm just going to scale down here.
Yep.
And so there, you know what? Best thing to do that, we'll just go some mages here. Victor, very good scaling, and just try and CS safely down there. Let Nautilus roam and let your jungler play up to Fudge.
Yeah, great.
This is the whole idea here. Get jungle to the Jace lane, get priority, push in, try and keep that Rumble down and get some turf late money.
And when you just come off
das interessiert mich Champions, Rise, ich brauche die Win-Rate in Top-Ligen. Ich schwöre, dieser Champion gewinnt gerade nicht. Ja, 10-3, 43 Minuten.
Quick work of them in spring in the final week, going 2-0 to qualify for playoffs. Let's see if they can do it again here. Riot Games Arena, make some noise. We're getting in to game 2. Shopify Rebellion versus Disguise.
Man, the vibes have been so good this weekend.
They've been awesome. The crowd's been fantastic over the weekend.
Being back in the LCS studio here with the crowd, with all the energy, has been really, really good vibes. Meanwhile, we are going to get the...
Falsch, jetzt haben wir Illusion gewonnen, stimmt. Also wenn ich sag, guck mal, ich finde Victor Botlane ist crazy gut, wirklich.
In the audience. I don't know if that's actually...
Mal sehen.
It's probably DSG, now that I think about it. All right, there's something I want to talk about here, though, because Zazel,
make more sense.
Shopify Rebellion have a fantastic podcast. You go check it out. He had a banger quote here. He's saying, I'm telling you guys, I look like Carrier on the Rift in these scrims, so if he can play at 43% of that, he can take them from 8th place.
Mal sehen, sehr viel Action möglich natürlich mit Zinsau und Nautilus. Pantheon und Milio können da nicht wirklich matchen.
You know what? I do. I definitely do. Because they've done it before. And I believe they can do it. Can Zazel be a 43% carrier, though?
43% carrier. That's all you need, apparently. Also, the best part is the end of that quote as the dredge line comes in onto Sajed, gets the barrier out early. The best part is that Contracts in the podcast corrected him and said, wait, we were 6th place. last split. And he goes, okay, you're right.
Geilste ist auch wirklich, die wurden auch von dem Esel gefickt, Junge. Die hatten letztes Jahr Rachel, der die komplett gecarried und jetzt haben wir Downgate zu Sajid.
We got in there. We might have been, you know, 6th place the last team in playoffs, but
yeah.
You know,
hey, all you got to do is beat the teams below you to make it in, and that's exactly what Shopify Rebellion was able to do in spring, taking down Dignitas and DSG. And already up in this series here, Zinni's taking some rough trades versus Call Me early on in the laning phase, as early lane prio seems to be going the way of DSG on the bot side. Top lane, though, Fudge is getting the push.
Yeah, with the Jason, your jungler is pathing away from you. Both junglers are kind of matching, you know, down towards the bottom side, but we'll see if they actually end.
Wo spielt Rachel jetzt? Bei Sentinels.
Cross for the top crab.
Und ist da immer noch insane.
I would assume Contracts is just going to cross for top crab anyway, as Zinni moves up for another Q trade and gets his whole electrocute.
Ja, haben wir wieder Ryze-Anivia Matchup. Das heißt, jetzt wird Zinni gleich versuchen, Egg zu traden für Flash oder sowas in die Richtung.
And that hurts when the bird hits you with it. Oh, might even get more. Lands one, couple more autos.
Nicht tot. Warum Flash hat er? Du bist so dumm. Musst du doch wissen, dass er da nicht stirbt an dem Auto-Tag. Reset. Ja, und das ist jetzt richtig das Gas-Denken, weil jetzt bekommt er den Push-Out hier, ohne das Eck zu verlieren. Im Normalfall kannst du ja eigentlich fast immer das Eck getradet bekommen als Ryze. Richtig bad jetzt für ihn natürlich. Plus Flashdown. Gegen Nautilus sind so, das heißt jeder Midlane-Roam aus Base. Es ist nicht das Dignitas, es ist das Geist. Schöner Hook.
Magnetic Dredgeline. As the stun comes through from the Victor. Anytime that happens, though, I need to remind myself it's a Victor early game. So probably not going to be a lot of damage following up.
Yeah, it definitely is a scaling, you know, champion for sure. It's always nice though if there are.
Du kannst, ich denke, also, ich kann es dir ganz genau erklären. Tactical, kein Buyout oder wenig Buyout. Sentinels hoffentlich wirklich Buyout ohne Ende für Rachel gesetzt. Ganz einfach. Geldfrage. Nicht mehr als eine Geldfrage. Und ich vermute mal, Tacticals Vertrag geht nicht lange. Ich schaue. Vermute mal Ende 26. Schaue. 28 wäre die verarscht. Eieiei, werden die verarscht.
Really keep track of that vision because you are prone to ganks.
Well, a reminder, Kobe, you've been around for a while.
I have. You know, Go for Low was actually my origin.
Wie ist es NA im Stärkevergleich zur LCS? Kein großer Unterschied. Top-Teams von NA sind besser als EU-Teams. On average nicht viel Unterschied.
Or go to the link on your screen to sign up now. Make sure to get involved with the LoL.
Sven Vertrag auch 28.
I never got to play on the old map, so I'm excited to try it out myself. I don't know if I'm going to be doing much damage in the Go for Lols, though.
Beides One-Team-Readings? Auf gar keinen Fall. Hast du Liquid gesehen? Liquid ist gut. Also Team Liquid ist wirklich gut. Sag ich schon seit Springspit.
Get him right back, but now they're looking for ganks because he's still.
Sascha wird außerdem gefickt.
Still pushing in a pretty rough spot for DSG.
They're just gonna get this mini. I imagine he walks back here, but actually no. Lions throws out the Ultra Mega Fire Kick. Had Kryra in the back pocket, so I think it's wise for Contracts to not actually look for anything there. So Jed will just get the reset.
Yeah, I mean they know also Pantheon is like mirrored jungle pathing, is pathing down towards bottom too, so they're like, yeah, he's probably here also. We don't want to like overextend in the wave or anything. We're kind of chilling, you know. B-Boy is doing a good job CSing and just scaling up here on the Victor. And this little punish here for Zeyzal as Lion was trying to keep the wave there and delay it for Sajid to get back.
Sajid will catch.
SK gewinnt gegen Dignitas, ich würde es schwer hoffen.
Throughout the lane, 30 only one wave up over Fudge currently. His Contracts and Kryra both hovering nearby. Contracts will spot with the sweeper and be able to clear out the ward. Actually doesn't.
Warum?
Okay.
Ach, Milio Position? Warte, warum nicht? Milio Position oder was?
All about the Scuttle Crab now. Kryra will drop down the control ward and pushing Contracts off from the top Scuttle. Lions rotating up as well. So is Zeyzal. So Kryra goes in initially. Zinni throws down the wall.
Schön, aber haben die Damage?
3 flash fall from Zeyzal with the dredge line. Call me in trouble.
Kein Flash. Haben die Damage? Ja, das ist nämlich das Ding, ne? Ach du Scheiße. Großer Gott. Oh, war ja, ihr seid alle 10 komplett scheiße. Milo ist nicht normal. Also was der Milo da, ich glaube, der Milo hat ihm eine zweite HP gegeben gefühlt. Krank.
To focus down for the first blood. I mean, in the early stages, Shopify, it looked good with Zeyzal coming up.
Schaut nur auf Melio Shields plus Heal, das ist so krass. Und sind die halt ne?
The appeal there for him is enough to keep Kami alive, and then they can't get Contracts out afterwards because Contracts used his flash to go for the initiation play in the first place, to go for the knock-up and go for the full setup, but...
Okay, I have no flash now, so I'm going to be pretty safe and probably have to give push on grab timing. Really.
Yeah, for real. After that one where they just invested a lot. It was Contracts flash, Zinni flash, and Fudge flash. The whole top side of the map here used a lot in that engage, and then they give up the first blood, so...
Geiler Trade. Oh, er ist tot.
Zeyzal actually rotated up. This is not the game plan from what Fudge had just told us in the comms replay. Zeyzal.
Geiler Trade, wow. Richtig gut gesehen, ohne Spaß, richtig gut gesehen. Wave clear into QA getroffen, into All-In. War gut.
Look at this line, vision line, and then all the way over the wall. Nicely done from Zeyzal.
Oh, sehr, sehr nice.
Shopify, they brought him back. He was just streaming. He said himself, he didn't even have plans of returning to Tier 1, but they convinced him. They said, hey, we really need someone to step in, and they were able to get him in. Zeyzal over the wall, and that is huge, Kanga. So many minions lost, plus the money into Fudge's pocket. And he was just saying, hey, I'm going to have to give a lot of pressure. I don't have flash, like the crab's not going to be ours. But they turn it right back around, and Fudge gets paid.
And then we get the 3 grubs for Contracts. So Cryer will try and go for the Dragon, but Shopify are here to push them back. I don't imagine Cryer can actually force this. Sajed has to relentless pursuit away from the dredge line. Cryer now trying to reposition. They have Kami on the flank here, so if they want to go in, they can. Cryer gets Aegis Assault down, but his health is so low, and he's out of there. Contracts with a kill credit.
Good.
Lions has to retreat. Fudge chasing down Sajed. Big damage to push him back, and that should be Dragon. Shopify Rebellion get a kill and the objective.
It's so good here. I mean, you cannot mess around with either the Ocean Dragon or the Hex Dragon. The slows on the auto attacks will get you into a compromising position. I swear it's 100% of the time. Like they delay around that dragon, and Fudge made a really smart call. You see there the teleport that we were just highlighting that he used to get back.
Yep.
You walk out bottom lane when you have your extra teleport. After the successful play on the top side, you transfer that pressure down to the team play. So really nicely done from Shopify. They take advantage and they use the teleport to get back after the play. Now he's under attack.
Nice equalizer comes down.
Geiler Storm Raiders Brock, er hat kein Flash.
Gets the movement speed from the Aegis.
Oh mein Gott, er kommt trotzdem raus.
Wow. Dredge line interrupts it. And now the team
Wow. Die werden humiliated.
Is completely turned sideways. Shopify Rebellion get another kill.
They were expecting it. Shopify very quick with their reactions there. Fudge dances to the side, away from where Pantheon is going to land, barely lives as the reinforcements arrive from the bottom lane. Kangas, Shopify, they're pushing the pace of this game.
Yeah.
And they're pushing the pace of the series. They're already up 1-0. Could be match point here. I mean, could be a quick
They're looking
match.
for even more. Sajed was all alone bot side, thinking he could get some turret plates. The Bane of 80 carries. The greed for the gold, and it's Fudge that gets the punish kill.
Play after play after play from Shopify. They are moving around the map so quickly. Kangas, DSG are dizzy. They cannot keep up.
Yeah, falling like dominoes here. I mean, you just can't be in that position as Sajed. I mean, I understand the idea that you think you can go for it, but Contracts wasn't even in that top lane play. That was just the support and the mid laner TPing up, so Contracts found another window to make more action happen.
Yeah, and they created that window with all of this vision that was
Nautilus can be there, but not now, okay? He can be after.
That's
we have res ult, we have res ult.
That's Victor.
We're res ult.
I'm alive.
No flash ball.
Light it up.
He's gonna be under tower, we can one shot. I have heal.
Right out,
Ryze has flash.
Right out,
Ryze has
that's good.
flash.
You go ball.
So I thought that it was Zeyzal hitting the dredge line before the Q went out. It was just short Q. He just didn't fully charge it. Ooh. Because I imagine that would have been enough with the Conqueror fully stacked up to actually get the kill. But either way, Shopify Rebellion back to live, making big damage on this top turret. Another wave will come in. This should be theirs.
Shopify Rebellion. They made a good play, and then off of that first good play, are able to just keep the tempo so high that the DSG constantly not ready for the next play. And after several consecutive moves, they get first tower bonus on top of all of it. And DSG, like, this comp is not great for stabilizing in this situation to get yourself back in the game. You basically have to make your next Pantheon ultimate result in a kill, or else the game is going to spiral just completely out of your hands. You do not have much CC at all to be able to make comebacks for yourself. You really needed the early wins, the early pressure. And the fact that Shopify have been able to get this lead so early in the game and this map control is very, very bad news for DSG.
And I'll tell you, somebody who plays a lot of Pantheon support, very different from the jungle, of course, but when you Grand Starfall, kind of tough to time it for those plays. Flash will help you out. Contract spotted out right now, but he still gets onto Sajed, who gets knocked up by the Q3. Lions is there to help him out. Hit by one Empowered Shock Blast, but Sajed is safe for now.
Yeah, I mean, then next on the list, you take bottom tower for Shopify, then you get mid prio, then you take the dragon in 1 minute that's about to come up, and it's just, you kind of just move down the list now of objectives that are on the map, and you force DSG into a even worse spot, and as long as you can cover the big answer on the other side, you just continue to increase your gold lead. They are going to, lose some turrets on the top side of the map, but once again, they're going to be able to have Fudge's teleport very shortly. Oh, actually, never mind. The thing is covered at the moment. Looks like they're just going to sacrifice the top side and walk them
It's not even going to be the full thing. There's one plate left. I mean, it's still not even 14 minutes into the game, so that last plate takes a lot to take down. So it's the bot turret traded for some plates top lane for Surdy. He's up 30 or 25 CS. That looks good. But he's down 2 kills and an assist, and Fudge has been there for a lot of turret plates plus full turrets. Zinni now invading onto Kryra in the jungle. Contracts around the wall. Red buff will be secured by Kryra, but in comes Contracts.
Ja, die picken die schon sehr, also die sind schon deutlich besser, oder nicht? Waren auch gute Mobs, also das lasse ich denen, die machen sehr gute Map-Movements. Gefällt mir sehr. Gefällt mir sehr, was die machen.
Yeah, I mean, Contracts did have to use his Zen ult, but honestly, even with the Zen ult down, I don't really want to fight this team fight for DSG. This dragon is too scary. I mean, Jace is already walking over. If he lands any poke, it'll be rough. Okay, they're moving, though.
Kryra's got Grand Starfall. So, like, Contracts with no Crescent Guard available actually could be impactful. Big Shock Blast onto Sajed. If Fudge can hit some of these before the fight starts, that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, they could just keep on poking, too. DSG are the ones that are pressed for time right now, so I don't think there's any reason Shopify would want to trap themselves inside the dragon. It's the ocean dragon that will slow you there, so force DSG to be the ones taking it, to be the ones that are going to be under pressure, under attack from the flank.
DSG are separated right now. Sajed's got his support there. Equalizer onto 3. Nice start, but they didn't have the lockdown. This composition can't keep the enemy champions on that equalizer, so now Shopify just walk forward. It's maybe just a smite fight here. Kryra has the Q plus smite. Lions has to flash away. B-Boy's looking for the damage. Kryra looks for the engage.
Contracts hat keine Ulti halt, ne? Kriegt den Drake aber. Oh mein Gott, sie kommen alle raus. Ne.
Traded for the support as Zazel will fall. Dragon is secured there by Shopify Rebellion as they look to get.
Okay, kommen nicht alle raus, aber kommen mit Mord davon. Sagen wir es mal so, sie kommen mit Mord davon.
The rest of the team, Zinni was so split from the rest of the team on that. The Anivia being up behind, not being able to provide the peel for the rest of the squad, allowed DSG to attack the left side of the fight. And honestly, not bad for DSG. Could have been worse. Shopify, they still got the dragon though. So let's take a look at it. So Zinni over here is going to run this way after. Meanwhile, the rest of the squad does take a lot of damage from Sajed and Surdy as they're pushing them out. Thankfully for Shopify, Contracts again, he gets the dragon before escaping.
Yep.
You know, he's focusing on those objectives, and they're
he's
like,
good for that.
Again, I feel like Shopify plays.
It looks kind of hard. Look, Lucian. Oh, I trolled. Yep, I'm just dead. I trolled.
It's kind of why I still like watching him, because even when Shopify, you know, you're like, all right, their game plan seems pretty clear here. It's like a bumpy road. You're like, oh, a little shaky.
They're like driving a coupe off road right now.
But they still got the dragon, and they didn't give up a lot of gold in doing it. They gave up some,
a tasteful amount of gold, you know?
Okay.
DSG gets some more gold, though, there, as they take the bottom turret now. So Contracts have some time to take the Herald topside. Zinni's pushing this in, and they still have the overall gold lead for Shopify Rebellion's side currently. Signs of life, though, for DSG. I am happy to see that they're willing to scrap for stuff like that. I just want to see them a little more connected, because, again, like, you see that Surdy's throwing down the equalizer, but they just don't have the follow-up to lock down anybody on that. And then, you know, that ability is down during the fight as well. So it's a tough comp to pull off for DSG right now. Maybe next Dragon, 3 minutes time.
We'll keep our eye on that timer for sure, as will Shopify. But Shopify, until then, honestly, they have a lot to work with. Rift Herald here was going to open up mid lane, so...
Ich mal gespikten Jace und die sind jetzt schon so ahead. Nächster Drake wird kompletter Terror. Anivia gut also noch nicht kein Road of Ages durch, aber Anivia gut im Game, plus 2 Items B-Void zu dem Zeitpunkt, plus fertiges Muramana. Die werden runtergepokt. Nichts machen.
With the walls being able to determine the way a lot of these team fights go. Contracts has the inside route.
Ooh, sees Calmy with the sweeper. Calmy walks into the
Er hätte noch ein bisschen länger warten sollen mit dem Knockup.
Out of there, flashes over the wall. Contracts falls up, but the wind becomes lightning.
Aber wieder Q jetzt ab, ne?
Calmy just can't quite get up yet. Now we'll get away, but in goes Contracts again. Crescent Guard.
Schönes Ding, Mann.
It's Kryra that might be.
Oh, er kriegt ein schönes Ding.
The Anivia wall will deny him the escape path. Fudge on a killing spree.
Meanwhile, B-Boy under attack, but he's clearing the wave. He should be fine. Victor's able to deal with mid lane, while the rest of the team makes a power play on the bottom side of the map.
They had a full wave coming in, and they're going to translate that into a full turret. All plates, plus the structure itself. Shopify Rebellion get a big injection of gold.
Nice play from them. And honestly, the route they took, you saw, was around all the vision. There was some vision for DSG, but it did not see this particular route that Shopify took, as Contract kind of leads the charge, and his sweeper was on, tracking the rise and going point blank there. He did a very good job timing his auto attacks for his Q to get the knock up at the right time, and then landing W after W as well in the long extended fight. And that bought enough time for Zinni to come over, and the wall from Anivia secures the kill, secures another objective.
But it's still always scary. I love your analogy of the shaky wheels. It's like a shopping cart when it's like shaking in the aisles. Like, yeah, you're still gonna be able to check out, but man, it's a tough process to get there. Contracts almost went down.
When they're in the lead, you're still like, oh, yeah, it's a little loose. Something crazy's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know which direction we're going here, but they pulled it off, and it wasn't actually Calmy they got. It was Kryra. So end of the day, it is Shopify Rebellion extending their gold lead a little bit off of that one, but DSG actually got some back in their pocket now. It's only 1.5K for Shopify Rebellion, as it's 4 turrets to 2, 2 dragons to 0, 40 seconds until that next dragon. Name of the game is Vision Setup. Currently, there are no wards for DSG around this bottom side, save for that one control ward in the Pixel Brush, which I imagine is about to be scouted out by Contracts. Yep, there we go.
I mean, they're giving up a lot of topside here. Look at this topside push. Top jungle, and Rumble's going to get up to the tower.
Okay.
So DSG, not a bad response from DSG. Mid lane's going to have to rotate over. You have to respect the move from Shopify for sure.
Shopify are just controlling the mid push. Classic macro play here. When you want to go for the dragon, make sure you push mid first. They're going to even escort the wave up to the turret. The full cannon will land, not letting Calmy catch it low. Shock Blast will not land from Fudge onto Sajed right there. That's pretty crucial for Sajed to keep his health bar up. He doesn't have that lifesteal yet, kind of relying on Melio. Dragon's now started by Contracts. I don't know if he'll fully commit to this. Maybe just solo, as the rest of the team is still showing mid. It looks like that's what they're doing.
Yeah, and Anivia has such good wave clear. Very, very safe there at towers. Can just defend topside, no problem for Shopify. So this one, a calm play. Kangas, the wheels are tightly locked on.
They have lubricated the wheels.
And
no squeaky.
No bumps in the road this time. Dragon number 3 is just going to set us up for our Dragon Soul fight later on in the game. Correct decision from DSG not to contest in this scenario, waiting until the critical fight.
Ja, da hat mir nämlich jetzt, ne, dritter Drake angesprochen, zweites bei B-Boy, das Muramana bei Fudge, uncontestable. Wir sehen ihn mit 2 fertigen Items. Holy shit. Re-engage noch nicht, re-engage, die trollen, ja.
Now depth charge in onto Kryra. Aegis Assault is up, so that means no further engage from Shopify Rebellion, but man, Sajed, you're playing with fire right there. Stepping up like that.
Yeah, flash for flash here. Definitely scary because Nautilus has Hex Flash. He doesn't care. He'll spend that every day looking for some summoner spells. And now, I mean, you're running pretty low on flashes for DSG. No Ryze, Pantheon, or Lucian flashes for them to work with. Definitely makes it hard to keep your vision up around Baron. It's the next thing that Shopify can try and use in the meantime to fish for some more cooldowns out of DSG. If you keep your vision around Baron for Shopify, then you can threaten turning off of it, threaten for some picks here.
And Fudge is getting to that point where one Empowered Shock Blast is just going to giga chunk somebody like Sajed. Even call me Giga Chunk.
That's a very worthwhile chunk. Is it Giga
That's
Chunk
the preferred level of
Giga Chunk more or less than 20% HP? What's the threshold for Giga?
I would say Giga would be like 25%,
okay.
at least.
A quarter of your HP or more?
Or more, yep.
To be Giga, okay.
Yeah, 25% is the minimum.
That feels good, I like that.
Everyone wants the Giga Chunk on
Yeah, Giga Chunk.
You either
honestly,
you either get the Giga Chunk or you Giga Chunked.
Yeah.
That's when you're, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a wordplay
he
there.
lost
Gunk?
the plot. All right, let's get back in
Contracts is on
contract.
Kryra right now. He's got B-Boy behind him. That splash out from Kryra again, just on cooldown. He cannot keep it up. He's got Lions behind him, but Contracts just pushes back the Pantheon on his own.
Where that Rumble going,
was pretty far up in that lane, trying to catch the wave. Contracts going to crescent guard him back towards the rest of Shopify Rebellion, and that is a rampage now for Fudge.
The Zinsec. Not like a super, not a super impressive one, but bumped him a little bit back too.
That was a Giga Death 30 right there. That was 4 members on him.
I wasn't keeping track of the 25% hits to see if we got a good Giga Chunk, but they're still going to be able to defend topside too. I mean, they get his recall right now. 2 minutes on the clock means you got plenty of time for more side lane plays.
Yeah.
Another kill here acquired, another flash burn. So Rumble will not have flash for the Dragon Soul. Not only did he die, but also now Surdy no flash. And for Rumble that can be big because if you Flame Spitter and overheat,
Jesus, wie viel Damage der Typ macht, ne? Das ist krank.
Okay.
Talking about cooldowns,
Aber ist okay, dem spielt, ich bin eh Soul.
The flash rather from Rumble, but Contract's now not going to have the flash either, so that could be impactful as well.
Yeah, true. And can be big for both of them, yeah. I mean, if you have to be a little bit more careful in the setup now. 1 minute and 40 seconds means the rewards already are going to be very big for some of these fights. So everybody needs to approach with caution. 2 blue trinkets on the side of DSG with Sajed and Surdy, and Surdy's just was used, so in order to keep vision around it and make their way, they're going to have to be very careful here because they don't have really good face checks. I mean, I guess you could say Pantheon's okay.
Bin so tief am Chillen, check's nicht.
But you don't want to use it at the beginning because then you are very vulnerable. So it's really hard to get vision with this team as well.
So far they do have it though. Currently, okay, now they're about to give it up though. Actually would have liked to
Ooh, that's a good one.
Now caught in the Anivia wall and all the damage is there. B-Boy with the kill credit. Kryra has to try his best to get away now. Can Zazel land it? Curve the bullet. No, just goes for the wall instead. Gonna look for the long chase down onto Kryra. If you land the dredge line into the wall, that one
also, Zazel macht eine sehr, 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 sehr gute
now
Impression. Erste Series back.
Just delayed. Now Fudge with the
Sehr gute
Giga
Impression.
Chunk goes unstoppable.
Are they going to chase down Ryze or just go for the Baron here? I think they just start Baron. Ryze and Lucian are scrambling for mid-push, I guess. The Dragon's in 20 seconds.
It's looking like just Baron, and it's straight at DSG is going to try and get some position on the map.
Can they burn Dragon? I think Shopify, with Baron and power recalls, it's close. DSG are deciding right now, it's too close, and Shopify is going to be able to defend it, so we don't go for the Dragon Soul denial.
Yeah. So take another
look
look
at
at
this wall, Kangas. Boom.
Crazy.
Big old wall right there. Surdy, nowhere to go. He's toast. Double wards as well, right on, marking his death spot. The grave.
Ward marks the spot.
And here we are, the Dragon Soul.
Ja, ich sehe noch nicht so ganz, wie sie fighten sollen.
Big fight now for Shopify Rebellion. If they get this, that should just be the nail in the coffin for DSG. DSG need to find a way to get the approach. I like this position from Zazel. He's got the blast cone. He's got the depth charge coming up in 8 seconds. If Shopify just delay it a little bit.
They can just poke too. They've got Jace and Victor here.
Will we see the Giga Chunk Shock Blast? Fudge looking for it onto Sajed. Does land one there. Calmy's on the flank right now. Gonna actually fake the Realm Warp. As Azel takes
B-Boy ist
going over. Now the Grand Circle.
voll auf B-Boy und Cryra schon tot.
Find space. As now they turn on to Cryra. The Pantheon goes down to start
Zenith
things
hat auch noch
off.
Eck.
Shopify
Die
Rebellion
sind so
almost
schön.
lose their mid laners.
Spielen Teamfights gut.
Calmy
Also
has a
wirklich
flash
spielen
away
Teamfights
as
gut.
he's completely on the flank. But
Kein
the
Jungler.
jungler's down, and that is a Dragon Soul for Contracts and Shopify Rebellion. They'll take Surdy as well. Depth charge follows the Jet all the way down. A double kill, make it a triple kill for Zinni. Shopify Rebellion win the team fight.
Tanner was trying to get Revan to smile. Tanner was like tickling him. He's like, come
on, be happy, man.
He's like, we're going to win the series.
Let's go.
And Revan's like,
we could have done that better.
I think that was a slight upturn of the corners of his mouth.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to count it as a smile.
Revan's a serious man.
It was not a giga smile, but it was a smirk.
It was a smirk. Exactly. Also a reminder, new GM for Shopify Rebellion. Kobe, you were highlighting this earlier yourself, that he came in and he made some bold claims early on.
Yeah, I mean, he came in and was like, yeah, hey, you know, Shopify has not been getting done what they want to get done, so everyone's got to show that they deserve to be here. And Shopify in this series showing that they deserve to be here at the gates of the DSG base, because it's already looking like we are moments away from them claiming their 2-0 victory here with Dragon Soul, with the Baron, with the gold lead Kangas. They're coming to finish the job.
The wheels might have been a little shaky, but they got their WD-40. Everything's nice and crisp now. Are you a WD-40 or a duct tape to fix everything, guys? One or the other.
I would go, if I'm trying to fix stuff, duct tape.
Duct tape? Ooh, okay. That is a giga chunk. I think that one
whenever
applies.
the crowd goes, ooh,
oh, yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that
also,
counts.
the producers wanted to let us know, they threw something on the prompter that, actually the analyst says.
60%?
This is from the analyst says, they believe that a giga chunk must be 60% of somebody's health. Any less is simply a chunk.
Okay.
Honestly, now that I hear
they
chunk
have
without the giga before it.
The analysts that have
Okay! I think that one counts. As now the Realm War comes in from Calmy. Immediately he's dreadful. They are able to try and turn it, but no, it's just not meant to be. Contracts buys all the space in the world for the team. Shopify Rebellion will lose their mid laner, but that is it. A 2-0 sweep to start off the summer split. The Rebellion starts off strong with an ace in the base.
GG, die sind nicht mehr gut. Also, das war ziemlich gut.
2-0. And will continue their win streak from Spring Split.
Solid.
Shopify.